A lot of people have the goal to be able to invest enough in dividend paying stocks that they can, retire or make enough money that they don't have to work anymore. However, there is a really large flaw with that strategy that I want to show you in today's video. And also, guys, if you drop a comment down below, you're going to get my 15 favorite dividend paying stocks to run this exact strategy on. And of course, if you hit that like button and subscribe button, I really appreciate it. And I, of course, hope you're having an absolutely God blessed day. And as always, guys, none of this is to be financial advice. Just because I like certain stocks that I talk about in today's video does not mean you need to. So make sure you go research any of the things discussed about today. But today we are talking about dividend paying stocks, living off dividends. When I first started my journey in investing, when I was working at a high frequency trading company out of college as a network services guy, right, I had a goal of mine, and my goal was to have enough money in the markets that the dividends could pay me. So for example, right, Coca-Cola, right, has a nice little decent 3% dividend. If I buy enough shares of Coca-Cola, eventually, right, that 3% dividend will outweigh my my income, and I can just live off that. However, there is a major flaw to this, and I'm going to show you exactly what a strategy that you could do with dividend paying stocks to essentially double dip on your dividends. And a lot of people have no idea this even exists. So whatever stock that you have 100 shares of, and we can look at Dividend Kings, we could look at Dividend Aristocrats, Procter and Gamble's, Coca-Cola's, right? Those are all fantastic options for this strategy. So let's go over to a Robinhood app real quick here, and I will show you guys how this all kind of works together. So we'll quickly go over to our KO right here, and we are going to really go in depth here on the options side. Now, I don't want you to be intimidated when I say options. Just bear with me for a few minutes here, and I promise you it's going to shift your mindset on how this whole entire strategy works, okay? So first things we need to do is whatever brokerage you're using, you're going to need to get approved for options trading, okay? Primarily, all you're going to be needing to do is something called covered calls, okay? That's it, okay? And essentially what we do when we do a covered call is we are saying we're willing to sell maybe our 100 shares of a stock at a certain price on a certain date, right? And we dictate all of those terms. So let me show you an example of how this looks like. Let's say we own 100 shares of Coca-Cola at $70 a share, okay? That's what you own 100 shares of Coca. You just went out there and you bought 100 shares, okay? Your cost basis probably is very low on whatever stocks that you've been accumulating over time, right? So the next thing we do is go to the trade options section, okay? Now, once we're on the options chain, it may seem intimidating to you, but to get to the safe place, all we got to click is sell, right? And that means, and then sell call, okay? When we are selling a call, all I'm saying here is I am willing to sell 100 shares of Coke, and I get to name the date that I would maybe sell those 100 shares, okay? So in this case, I'm just going to go about a month away, okay? I'm willing to sell my 100 shares of Coke on February 13th, okay? That's all I'm saying here, okay? Now I get to name the price that I'd be willing to sell my 100 shares that I just bought at $70, okay? So I could sell them at 71, I could sell them at 72, 73, 74, or 75. Now, the further away you go from the current share price, the less premium you collect. Now, I'm going to show you what this premium is, but this is really cool. So let's say you're willing to sell them for $71. Now, if you did this trade, you would collect about, between the bid and ask spread, you collect about $125 of premium. This premium, you can see it says estimated credit. This premium is given into your brokerage account immediately when you open up this trade. Immediately. This is given to you up front, and this is coming from somebody called an options buyer. We send them Christmas cards here if you want to chip in. But with jokes aside, this is given to you. This is income coming into your brokerage account for taking on a risk, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. So first thing we do is map out the trade. We're collecting, again, between 118 and 145. We'll just say 125 of premium that we would collect here. Now we go to our covered call calculator, and we're going to say our strike of the option here, we're going to put 125. Okay, because that's what, under our premium, we're collecting 125. Okay, our strike of the option is what we're willing to sell our 100 shares of Coke on. We said is 71, right? We're going to say 71 for the sake of this example, right? Our purchase strike price is the average cost basis of our 100 shares, okay? And that's going to be 70. Okay, and if you want my premium calculators and you want a 90-minute training on exactly what I'm talking about here, just in a lot more depth over an hour to 2 hours long, plus getting all my premium calculators completely for free, attend the Ark Options Strategy Workshop. It'll be the first link in the description of today's video. But with that said, right, you may be thinking, what do you mean, Pete? Like, what do you mean when you're saying like this return on your premium? Like what does that specifically mean for me? Well, what I'm showing you is that you own 100 shares of Coke for $7,000 essentially. Average cost basis 70 times 100. Every options contract, as you see on my screen, is equal to 100 shares. It's the way it is. So if you own 300 shares, you could do, 3. But you want to make sure you have 300 shares that you're putting up on the line to maybe sell. Okay, more on that in just a moment. So obviously, the more money you have, the more money you make. Welcome to the reality that we live in. Okay, and then I'm dividing my 125 in premium by 7,000, and that's giving me just about a 2% return in about a 31-day period. Okay, our profit on the shares, if we sell our shares, will be about $100 for a total profit, including the premium, of $225, or a total return of 3.21%. Okay, but Pete, right? What are the risks here? This sounds too good to be true. Let's talk about it, because there are risks are very important to understand. First and foremost, right? Let's say the 13th rolls around and Coca-Cola is trading below $71. Let's say it's still trading at 70, maybe at 69, 68, whatever. Right? If that happens, your shares, they are no longer held by your broker, right? And they're released back to you to then run the play for the following month again. Interesting. We're collecting about $125 of premium a month, right? Obviously, that number is going to constantly change. Results 100% vary just depending on where the share price is. But then we're also collecting that quarterly dividend as well. Interesting how now you're starting to see how a snowball is starting to affect. Instead of just relying on a dividend of about 3% a year, now we're collecting potentially, right? Obviously, these market conditions are constantly changing. This is just the one trade I'm seeing at the time of recording this, about an extra 2% a month, or 1.79% a month, at least on this specific trade. But here's the big risk. What if Coke on the 13th is trading at 72, 73, 74, 75? Well, you're on the hook to sell your shares at 71. Right? That is a risk you are taking on. Now, your next thought might be, but Pete, I don't want to sell my shares. I don't want to sell my shares. Never, never, never. If you truly feel that, don't run the strategy. 100%. If you 100% never want to ever sell your shares, then do not run the strategy on. But for me, I am an income-focused investor, meaning that I have one goal when I step into the markets, right? With my portfolio, that's all about option selling. It is to make income, to make a profit, reinvest those profits back into the markets, and then jump into different opportunities as an income-focused investor, right? That's how I think about it. Now, I have a buy and hold portfolio for sure. Have that inheritance, hand down to your kids, whatever, that just stacks. But for me, and I challenge you to think about it, this market can change fast, right? If we look at a chart, even just like on Coca-Cola right here, you could see that look at this. Look, this is just over the past 6 months. Look at these price swings, and look, where were we at 6 months ago? Right around $70. Nothing really happened in the last 6 months of just holding Coke besides you collecting literally 2 dividends. Is that really worth it? I don't know. To me, no. It's not. To me, it's not worth it. Unless I have some reason that I don't like to buy individual stocks. Even my buy and hold portfolio, there's very few stocks that I buy individual stocks of. I just stick to the ETF stuff, boring stuff, let it just continue to compound. But when I'm selling options, man, trying to time individual stocks, man, that's difficult. That's dang near impossible, right? And especially with dividend kings and dividend aristocrats, like these really boring, stable companies, they're not really doing much. So let's take a quick look at another one of my absolute favorites, and that's Procter & Gamble. Taking a look at the chart here on Procter & Gamble. And again, guys, I am going a little bit faster. If you want more information on all this, definitely attend the Ark Options Strategy Workshop. Take a look at Procter & Gamble. What has happened to you here? You held Procter & Gamble, a fantastic company, one of my absolute favorites, over the year, right? It was trading around 164 last year, right? Or if we go right at the bottom, I'll give you 158, whatever. And ever since then, it's just been bouncing around, right? And now it's at 143. Your dividends didn't make up for that. But guess what? What if we enter trades at the bottom, right, and collected premium, or collecting, because what we can actually do still with this strategy is we can enter positions, right? Like for example, we could say we're willing to buy 100 shares of Procter and Gamble at a certain price on a certain day and collect a premium. Whether it happens or not doesn't matter. We collected that premium, and if we do get assigned, right, we will collect. We will now be assigned at a good price. So what I like to do with this technical indicator called the Bollinger Bands is when it's towards the bottom here, I sell puts to get assigned at a good price. And then as we work our way up, I sell my calls to maybe sell my shares and lock in gains, and collecting my dividends along the way, as well as my interest on my collateral. If you want to learn more about this, plus get all of my premium calculators completely for free, as well as my full trade lock template here, click that first link in the description of today's video. That's the Ark Options Workshop. It's about an hour and a half long. I'm going to show you all of this strategy in plain English. I believe that is one of my superpowers here is I'm not no finance bro. I don't want to be no finance bro, but I can break down these concepts that seem complex and intimidating to normal people when they really shouldn't be. I believe this strategy right here should be taught in schools, and that is exactly why this channel even exists, because this is a fantastic strategy that I believe everybody should at least learn about, and I believe it's very worth exploring, especially if you are more of an income-focused investor. So click that first link in the description of today's video. At the end, you'll get all of these free resources, no strings attached whatsoever, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.